Well, big storms rolling across central and eastern Kentucky on this Friday morning into the early part of the afternoon. Torrential rain, a lot of lightning, and boy, by the time these things got into southern and southeastern Kentucky, large hail producers. Look at this from Anna Jones in the Lost Creek area of Breathitt County, not far from the Perry County line. Golf ball to even nearly baseball-sized hail. So these storms really packing a punch. Now, it's been quiet through the afternoon. We actually saw a little bit of sunshine returning, which we didn't need. Usually, if you get big storms like we did this morning, and it works the atmosphere over, you're done for the day. That's not the case with what is out to the west. We got this one lone cell down here on Viper radar now on the north side of Somerset, right out Kentucky 80 through Shopville, heading over toward the county line with Laurel County. These have tried to get going this afternoon across southern Kentucky, but leftover boundary helping to fuel that, but just not able to overcome the conditions and sustain their strength. Meanwhile, out to the west, explosive development across parts of Missouri and southern Illinois. And for the second time this spring, a confirmed tornado making a beeline toward Paducah in western Kentucky, confirmed on the ground. So they've had a rough go of it across southeast Missouri, west Kentucky, and southern Illinois this spring. Our tornado threat, while it is still there and still legitimate, you can see that, of course, with the level 4 out of 5 severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center with the level 3 across eastern and southern Kentucky. I really think that's conditional and really predicated on any individual isolated supercell that may develop ahead of that activity out to the west. Now, the Storm Prediction Center holding everything as is for now. So you notice the elevated tornado threat here in the bluegrass, southern Kentucky, westward. And the wind threat, I think, is going to be more of a problem area-wide, as a lot of the data is indicating we'll see a squall line eventually develop, come together from a cluster of thunderstorms and move through, and you could be talking winds 70, 75 miles per hour. So here's Futurecast as we go through the evening hours. Notice how it tries to develop a few of these isolated supercells. They can produce large hail, and they typically can produce legitimate tornadoes. Now, as we get deeper in the evening, all this kind of congeals into a broken line or a cluster of thunderstorms. That's when it becomes mainly a wind damage threat with one of those quick spin-ups of a tornado that we typically see here in the spring, that being the main threat. The other part of it, don't forget about this, is the flooding threat. We're going to be dealing with some heavy rain potentially late evening, early part of the overnight before we finally begin to wind things down and a quiet Saturday on tap. But given the amount of rain that we have already seen, especially areas off to the south and southeast of Lexington, that could really cause some problems. So not to be lost there. Flood watch along I-64 points to the south until 4 a.m. Mount Sterling, Montgomery County, overcast and 73. Areas here in the bluegrass westward did manage to get back into some sunshine. It's overcast Jackson County near McKee at the Meso site there at 71. But notice Lexington westward, upper 70. So it got warmer, and of course our dew points are up, plenty of available moisture, especially out west with those low 70s. So the environment is primed for additional storms to develop or those to hold their strength as they work eastward toward the I-65 corridor, where there is a tornado watch from Louisville down to Bowling Green, E-Town. That goes until 11 o'clock Eastern. The upper level setup just pretty much ideal for the outbreak going on to our west. Subtropical jet close to the northern jet. You get divergence aloft, and that basically acts like a vacuum that causes the air at the surface to rise very quickly and has really aided in that very fast thunderstorm development. Note the weekend dry. We can use it, especially considering what's on the way next week. The front down to our south here, it puts on the brakes, and by Sunday it begins to work back to the north. So just a stray shower south Sunday before we bring a little better chance of showers on Monday. But the good news, once we get past this evening, tomorrow and Sunday looking nice. Upper 70s, nice mid-May weekend to come if you got outdoor plans. No problem at all. We just got to get through this evening. Stay weather aware. We'll have to watch the mid part of next week for the potential of a few strong storms yet again before we cool it down late next week with highs in the mid to upper 60s.